Hey, welcome back. Craig Elliott here again with another tip on how to move from weight loss frustration to freedom. This I'm going to share with you today. This will be good for you if you struggle with losing weight and particularly the diet thing. You've cycled around that and maybe toed and froed a bit, and you find yourself just with ending up with variations of the same patterns occurring, the same results or lack of results, regardless of what kind of diet or weight loss approach you try. Um, what I want to point out first is that it's not about the next new diet. The answer's not in the next new diet or the next new weight loss program. It's basically kind of like this. Um, if you take the next new diet and you bring to it the same mindset, you're inevitably going to get the same results, and that's what's happening, I guess. And a lot of this is down to the struggle you feel, and the usual approach often sets you up for failure, or at least sets you up to fight yourself. So I'm going to give you one example of that and how that occurs today. And when you see it, you'll go, "Whoa! Why didn't I see that before?" And then I'm going to show you how to turn it around, ultimately, so that you'll go forward with a sense of ease rather than struggle. You'll set up a mindset that makes your weight loss feel better, more self-sustaining, and ultimately, more results for less struggle. And that's what I'm about. So here we go. When you jump into and get all gung ho about losing weight again, and you go out there, you might have found a new diet or be doing the same one again. But you tend to focus on all the things that you're going to give up, that you can't have, and that you're going to stop. So I'm not going to have alcohol. I'm going to give up alcohol. I'm going to give up coffee, and then I'm going to stop having all the white breads and the pastas and all those things. I'm going to stop having junk food. No more of that. I'm going to give that up, and I can't have fish and chips and things like that. I can't have this, and I can't have that. I'm stopping this, and I'm giving up that. Now, you might already have noticed that it's a pretty negative sort of mindset. And where that leads you ultimately is into a place where you're probably feeling deprived, where you're probably feeling a little ripped off, as if it's unfair. A lot of these childlike mindsets tend to come into it, and you've probably been there, and then you see other people out there seemingly having what they want, and it even amplifies even more. So ultimately, if you're not careful, this usual mentality, the diet mentality, will lead you to focus on quite simply what you can't have. And as you might have gathered, that's not the best place to start from. So what I'm going to suggest is that with that, it makes it harder, more of an effort, and less likely to last. Ultimately, you're going to be looking for a way out, you can probably relate to all of this. So we want to turn that around, and that's literally what we're going to do. So what I suggest is, instead of those things, that you start focusing on what you can have, what you're going to start, and what you're going to gain in your life, for having lost weight. So if we start with the notion of the things you're going to start, what are you going to start now that you've got this new fresh focus? It's a fresh start for starters. Are you going to start some yoga classes? I'm going to start some martial arts. So I'm really excited about that, Are you going to call that friend and start getting out walking 3 times a week, like you've been talking about doing for a while? Are you going to start those healthy cooking classes? What is it for you? Now the thing is, there'll be a ton of things that you are going to start, but when you're lost in this whole mindset around and focus on what you can't have, you tend to be blindsided to that stuff, and you don't notice it. It sort of gets neglected. So I'm saying, switch the focus there, and one way to do that is just to grab a piece of paper straight after this video would be best time, and just write down 10 things that you're going to start, genuine. And you're going to find stuff in amongst that actually you can get excited about, that you're going to enjoy doing. So do that, and remember, at first glance you might not find them, but if you actually sit down and start to take your focus from here, put it over there into the things that you are going to start, and shift that mindset, I guarantee you'll find at least 10 things easily, and it will change the way you view things. So then just do the same thing with what you can have. And again, at first glance, it's like the sense of what I can't have is so strong and dominant. I haven't actually noticed all the things I can have, and there's many healthy options and tasty healthy options out there that you can have, along with a number of things that aren't even necessarily have to be food related, that you can do. So it's just a different feeling. And then of course there's the things you're going to gain in your life when you lose weight, for having lost weight. And even as you go through the process, you might gain more energy, you might gain confidence, self-esteem. What is it for you? There's things that'll be personal to you, as there is to me, and there's those general things that we all know about. But just by putting your attention there, and now you've got all of that positivity happening, it feels different than if you're over here focused on all that you can't have, going to stop and going to give up. So again, it's about what you can have, what you're going to start, and what you're going to gain in your life. And now, if you've seen any of the other videos, I'm pretty big on getting in touch with why you want to lose weight and what it will give you, the many benefits that it's going to bring into your life. You've got to have that. And here's the final thing I say: if you can't find at least 5 things, and you don't look, all that means is you're not really looking. You're blinded by all the negative stuff. If you're not looking and you don't get into it and find at least 5 things in each of those categories, then you're unlikely to do it. You're unlikely to keep going. You're going to end up, about turning and back to where we started with this, and you're unlikely to do what's required and maintain that. And that makes sense, doesn't it? So get into it, get those 3 lists going, and then come back, leave some comments, tell me how it went and how it shifted your focus. And if you get in there and you put some of the things that you found in each of those categories, that'll inspire others to then start seeing the things that maybe they're missing at the moment, and turn that whole equation around for themselves as well. So let's get more people losing weight. Together we can do that. All right, bye for now. See you in the next video.